One of these days, I will hit the right goddamn intro.
I'm like, thank you for watching already.
Right? Thanks, y'all. Okay. Welcome to A Toy Kind of Mood. I am your co-host, Bob Bear, for the night. This episode 141. We have a lot to cover, and with me tonight, he's not on screen just yet. There we go.
Oh, dramatic entrance.
He needed like that grandiose interest. My dude, at Black Genghis. KJ, what's up, my friend?
What's up, man? It's always a good time at A Toy Kind of Mood, and it's good seeing you fellas. How you doing? How you feeling?
A little better now, bro. A little better.
And then we've also got at Toy Optics, Dave Speck. What's up, buddy?
How's it going?
And at Tony's Figs, we got Tony Romo, not the bad Tony Romo, the good Tony Romo. But they still like the Cowboys for some goddamn reason. All right.
I'm hanging. Damn.
Hey, yeah. Okay. So
making that syrup.
Here's the thing. Tony is a little under the weather, and if he starts spouting nonsense, we'll just blame the cough syrup. DJ Honey.
Don't start. Don't make me laugh.
Okay. So
I feel like that's a normal kind of pose for him. Just like, don't get in my eye.
Sorry.
Okay. We're still in the opening moments, you two. God damn it. All right.
What?
Okay. So we have lots to cover. We have some really cool news coming out. Of course, we were talking about New York Comic-Con and the recap and Pulse 1027 predictions. First off, let's run to the comments real quick. Stanley prediction: reveal of new packaging with number 111, saying he thinks 110 will be the final windowless box. I mean, 1027 is where you go. Okay, here's the new. The new boxes. Shark Eyes was up. Hey, you know what? Look, if you've got to be stuck at home, you might as well be stuck at home with us, right?
And your toys.
Exactly. We got Cougar McGillicuddy. I love that name. What's up, Cougar? Yellow. And then of course, dude, DJ, you're always with us. What's up, bitch? All right, so we've got a lot to cover and some fun time to do it now. So let's get rolling to the first thing that I want to talk about because this is badass. Turtles of Grayskull. This is awesome. Do we need it? No. Did anyone ask for this? I kind of did.
You did not.
Here's the thing. There is a I can't think of who it is right now. There's a guy on Instagram who does like mods, and he modded Leonardo as He-Man, and it was really cool. And now we get Leonardo as He-Man. KJ, buddy, what do you think?
I mean, we've already seen Hasbro do Turtles with the Power Rangers Ninja Turtles collabo. I am curious to see what Mattel can do with the license. There's some great combos in here that we'll get to. But yeah, I for all the work I spent in avoiding the animated NECA line and just focusing on the movies, like, no, I got the Monster Collabos, the Mezco Turtles are dropping. I'm gonna have to get these as well, man. They got me.
They got you. Yeah. Romo.
No, man, I'm happy for the people that like it, but it's like, I mean, I got my turtles, and I'm good. I got my not image, but the Mirage. I got the Mirage turtles, the old school ones,
the ones that are worth a shit ton.
Yeah, they might be, but mine are knockoffs. I got to be honest, they're knockoffs. I just wanted.
I'd get the
because they go so good with the other NECA ones coming out.
Well, and we can do a whole show on knockoffs, but some knockoff, I've got a knockoff, and I didn't even know it was a knockoff. I thought it was a real. That was
They're like really good now. It's like insane.
Yeah.
But this is cool. I like them mashed up with Masters.
So we got Leo as He-Man. We've got Donatello as Man at Arms.
That one's probably the coolest looking one,
It
just
would
because
be.
of that metallic purple. And
Yeah.
it's just like it sets off that green really well. Like if I saw this hanging on the peg, I would probably buy it. I'm not like super into the line while Bobby's watching scores. I mean, I'm big into Ninja Turtles, but like I don't know about this mashup, but this one hits pretty good.
So just so everyone knows, I am watching Game 3 of the ALCS, my Astros versus the team from Oklahoma. So if I jump for joy every now and then, just let me be. All right. So here's the thing, though. So we've seen Leo. Let's see here. Let me go back to here. We've seen Leo as He-Man, Donnie as Man at Arms. I'm curious to see what they'll do with Raph and Mike. So we have this. I dig this Man at Arms. This is really cool.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Like I kind of like this more than regular. Let's see. We've got. I can't think of the. I think it's like Gigantor or something like that with Krang.
Yeah.
That's a cool mashup.
Yeah. They said that this one's going to be big, like I guess Andre the Giant sized.
Oh, and because the classics version was about a good 10 inches, so this needs to be a beefy boy. Beefy. What else we got? We've got this. I think this was what?
It was He-Man after he came into contact with mutagen.
Okay. I dig it. I don't know if I know it's He-Man, but kind of like Slash. I get it. And no, Chris, not Jump for Joe and Chiveris made that catch. No, ew. All right, and then finally, I like Trapjaw mixed with
this is the one that's gonna fly off the shelves. This one's gonna be hard to track down.
I agree.
Which is funny because
the Mouser arm, that's tight.
Trapjaw's my favorite character, and this is the one that I was just like, really?
He's one of my favorites.
Like, I think I'm getting jiggy with it, man. Like, yeah, give me this one.
I might change my mind after I see it in person, if I see it in person.
Yeah.
Now that is, I don't know. Is this Mattel Creations online only, or will this be big box store retail?
I think this will be Creations. I mean, we saw that with the Snake Men, everything from Lady Slither to Fangor, that kind of thing. Even like, who's the bread guy? Wondar.
Wondar.
Right?
Yep.
So yeah, this strikes me as Creations. They want to make sure that the people who get this get it. So
okay. Yeah, and like for speculations, I mean, let's say Shredder mixed with Skeletor. Obviously, there's that.
April O'Neil and Tila.
There we go. I'm gonna say maybe Raphael is
Tila.
Stratos, and Mikey is Ram Man. There we go.
There you go.
And then
April O'Neil could be Tila.
Shut up, Romo. I'm gonna move you.
Chris Daughtry, Roboto Metalhead. That's a good one.
That's a good one.
Oh, Bebop Rocksteady is too bad.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
That's a good one. That's a good one. I was thinking Rocksteady as like
Stratos.
No. Yeah, shut. God, no. As Bebop Rocksteady, either as like Beastman or like something like that.
Okay.
I'm thinking, yeah, the two bed might actually be cool looking because you'd have the two heads on one, and that would look great. All right, moving on, we have the news that Toy Fair is staying in New York for the time being. They decided to skip New Orleans and stay in. How did I miss a stuck in Stratos? God damn, good call.
Yeah.
But Spec, how do we feel about Toy Fair skipping, not going to New Orleans and staying in New York?
So I mean, the initial article that came out, even though it did announce they had picked New Orleans as the next city, it did say things could always change. I think they changed a lot faster than we were expecting it to, like, you know, but I don't know. I mean, I don't know how I feel about it. I guess it'll be interesting to see what comes out with it. What's up, Steven? And I'm sure the city of New Orleans is probably disappointed because that was some generated income for them. But, and did they state a reason? Was it just that reaction towards it was just very not?
I think it's just the reaction. I think that's all it was. Horseshit. KJ, thoughts?
I think New York Comic Con. Toy Fair staying in New York. Yeah, that's good for the culture. That makes sense. New Orleans can always develop its own thing. They could either, the same way that WonderCon's in Anaheim and then Comic Con's in San Diego, they could Toy Fair could make an satellite convention for New Orleans just to test the waters and test the market around there. There's plenty of geek love in the South. You look at Dragon Con. Like, I could see New Orleans having the toy version of that.
Okay. All right. And then finally, Romo, what you know, I know you were dying to go out there. What's your thought, man?
I'll stick to San Diego. That's too far for me. That East Coast life is too far anyway. But I mean, I never thought. I mean, was it ever in New Orleans? Was it? I mean, that's how far.
No, it was just. There was talk that they were going to move. Yeah.
I'm glad the people in New York, you know, get to keep it and they love it and they, you know, I mean, it's a big turnout anyway. So yeah, like KJ said, maybe New Orleans could start their own. You know,
and that'd be interesting. I'd like to see that. I'd like to see, because New Orleans does need some love, and yeah. All right, that was just a quick little thing. All right, now moving on to Walmart WonderCon or CollectorCon. I'll just say that. They actually should call it like WallCon or TrashCon. Either way. Either way. All right. So, quick question, y'all. Did y'all get any figures? I mean, what am I asking? Like, of course, we got at least these two. Yes.
I got all three.
All three, baby.
Y'all.
I'm all in.
Oh, now I get being all in. I get that. But y'all got I don't know. The tunnel rat. I mean, look, the tunnel rat for me just didn't hit. Did y'all get anything else, KJ? Did y'all get anything? Did you get anything?
I'm glad you brought out tunnel rat, because I want to talk real quick about like pretty much the legacy of repaints in G.I. Joe. Yeah. For a lot of people, their tunnel rat was that Night Force tunnel rat. That was like the only tunnel rat they could get when they were a kid, right? Like, you saw the movie, you saw the Rod Highs, Big Lob, Jinx, Chuckles, right? And tunnel rat. But yo, you had it decked out in all black and it looked dope. So I get that it's really close, really similar. That's how these are sometimes. You go back and look at Night Force, Spearhead, Max, Repeater, so on and so forth. It's like they muted the colors a little bit. Not too many differences back in the 3 3/4 days, the ARAH days. So this is kind of the same thing we're seeing in Classified. And honestly, I guess you could either pick one. You got the earlier Tunnel Rat release. I think you're all good. You missed out on that one, but you can pick up Night Force to go with the rest of your Night Force sub team. That's also good. Or you can get both. You can get both. Get both.
Okay. And look, and here's the thing. Before I kick it over to you, Spec, and then Romo. Look, I don't know what it was, and KJ, you are right. Like, look, I don't have anything against repaints. I've got both Outbacks. I've got both barbecues. I've got a bazillion Wolverines. Ask Steven. He's bought me half of them, right? Like, I don't have anything against repaints. It's just that repaint for me, like, to me, it was the same as like the Tiger Force Flinter Dusty. Just like it didn't strike me. It didn't like, oh, like Wolf Spider, which, by the way, Wolf Spider sounds awesome. And look, don't get me wrong, like, I love Tunnel Rat. I've already got him, but it's just. But then again, like, I wasn't a huge Joe person. I was more He-Man and Ninja Turtles, so I got, both Shadow Hunter and
Shadow Tracker.
Oh, Shadow Tracker, thank you. And Wolf Spider. Spec, And then also, Steven, no, Wolverine does not suck. Also, KJ, did you get anything else from Walmart Collector Con?
No, Joe's, just focusing on the Joe's, and I'll try my luck with others.
Okay, fair. Spec, I know you got all three. Did you get anything else?
I did not. The only things that were released were more of the NECA movie Turtles. They did the 2-packs for the Turtles in Time, which I abhor that movie with a passion. And the design, because Jim Henson didn't do those, so the puppets.
Yeah, what was it, Alteri or something like that?
I don't know.
Like that.
They did release. They did go up the Secret of the Ooze foot soldiers. Yeah, but I already have the first movie foot soldiers. It's the same molds. They just did like a lighter gray wash on them.
Yeah.
Maybe if I see them in person, I'll pick them up. But like, I'm not army building that stuff. And yeah, so just Joe's for me.
Okay. Romo, same with you, man.
Yeah, just the 3 Joes, and like the KJ said, yeah, that tunnel rat. I don't need them. I mean, I'm gonna get them, but there's that tunnel rat. That's the OG looking tunnel rat. His pants are supposed to be black, y'all. But I mean, if you get that that new tunnel rat coming out, you can just swap legs. I mean, both those legs on either figure aren't that black, but the Night Force one was light gray pants with a black top. So that's a no-brainer. You can make him easy with those two. So there's your real one, and there's your OG one, and there's your Night Force one. I'm trying. Other than the Dreadnoks, Night Force was my favorite. I never really had those growing up. So, and I like the premise. I like the color. I like the black, the green, the army look, all that. So I'm all in on all those Night Force characters.
Okay.
So,
And once again, like his Wolf Spider. I mean, they look great. I mean, once again, I mean, I've had what? I had Range Viper. I had Big Ben. I had Low Light come in. Like, Classified is just killing it. I don't think there's any other way to put it. So all right, that's fine.
One thing I want to do on that Wolf Spider, Gridiron makes panoramic night vision goggles. So I want dude to have like the quad goggles.
Quad nod. Yeah.
That's what I plan on swapping out. It's gonna look sick. It's gonna be great.
Okay, sounds good. And then there's that. Okay, now New York Comic Con. We saw a lot of stuff here. I was doing the slides, so I saw a lot of shit I liked. But let's get into it. Giant Man. So real quick, gentlemen, I've got a cool video to show. Where is it? Here we go.
Oh, so it's more than just a faceplate.
Yes, it's that you actually pull out.
Head swap.
You actually pull out the head.
Yeah.
God damn.
Little Romo action.
I mean, I'm a fan of this figure. Giant Man was my nickname back in college, so.
Because he's so tall.
Because I'm so tall.
He's so tall. Exactly. And look, this is I gotta give credit to him. This is Everett Miller took these pictures. He had them on his Facebook, so thank you, Everett, for letting me borrow these from you. Look, it looks fantastic. Now, will he fund? And that's the always important question. Right now, let's see here. Let's go to Hasbro real quick.
He's at 6,300.
Okay, he's at 60.
With 5 days to go.
5 days left. Does he fund? Yay or nay? Romo?
Man, I don't know. I haven't even been keeping track of him, but wait, did it say 5 more days? No way.
5 days.
Okay. 5 more days. Okay, no way.
I don't know. Maybe if this is a big surge, I don't know, man. That's crazy. I'm not getting it. So
Spec, yeah or nay? If fun
for people.
I mean, if it does, it's going to be really down to the wire, and they're not going to hit any stretch goals.
Okay.
Fair. But
that's.
I mean, what was the Dragonfly at with 5 days left? I mean, I know on the final day it only needed like 2,000, and that was an easy gimme. Like, okay, they're going to get that big, like.
Yeah, if you go to Geek Dad Life, Brian Brink, he has charts tracking the HasLabs. So that's a good source for I can try pulling it up right now, but the point is, I mean, look, we had everything from Cat's Lair, we got Cobra Mothership going on right now.
We'll cover later.
We finished Dragonfly, we finished all these crowd funds, man. It's lean days. Holidays are coming up. So like there's only so many people that really need a Giant Man for their photos, for their ACBA needs and everything else.
I mean, like I said, I'd get it, but it's not a line that I only have a couple pieces, and $200 is $200, and that's earmarked for other things I'd rather have. But I think it's a badass figure.
Yeah.
And if I wasn't sitting here, if I had more space and wasn't living in a freaking industry-wide strike right now, like I'd heavily consider it.
Yeah. And it's a good point. What's up, KJ?
No, go ahead. Finish your thing. I'm going to pull up a chart in a second.
Okay, yeah, no, because Ray made a great point. Like, there's also a ton of Kickstarters going on right now.
Yeah, the holidays coming up.
You got holidays. You've got Kickstarters. You've got the Dragonfly. You've got like you said, KJ, the Cat Slayer. I mean, it's a ton of pre-orders. I mean, you have so many. You know, we it's a joke. You know, I'm about to go to bed. Bing. Good news! Yep. God damn it, Hasbro! No, no, stop!
Hey, so I sent you a link. Can you pull up the HasLab chart real quick so we can take a look?
Sure. Give me a second.
Oh my goodness, I can't read these charts.
I was elected to lead.
Yeah, all those dotted lines and shit.
Yeah, hold on. My internet's slow. Someone can else. You're gonna have to give me a second here, y'all. But while I'm pulling this up, let me ask y'all this. And KJ, I'll throw it back to you, man. Do you think that with this HasLab, if it doesn't fund, is this, you know, are Marvel Legends, you know, gonna back down from HasLabs for a good year?
No, I think they just have to pick the right ones, man. I think Engine of Vengeance. Shout out to this one right here. It was just, it was difficult because it was very expensive. There are a bunch of figures and then random figures that had nothing to do with the thing, but people wanted those figures, but it was tied into this car. Some people wanted the car, some people wanted the figs. There weren't a lot of people that wanted the whole package. And it just didn't make it in the end. Rancor was the same way, but Black Series, they're still doing HasLabs. Well, really, TVC, they're doing HasLabs.
And Black Series had 2 failed back-to-back Star Wars.
Yeah. So it just really depends on what do people want. If this was a Quinjet, I think people were thinking that they were going to get like a classic Quinjet to go with the Avengers. Yeah. We already got Galactus. We already got Sentinel. If you got those 2, like, do you really want a third giant Marvel Legends figure? Even with swappable faceplates, antenna, extra articulated hands. If you got Unicron, it's like, how much room, how much space do you have, you know?
Yeah.
So with this one, there's Brian Brink. He's with Geek Dad Life. It's a fantastic source. You can sort of see that red line right there for Giant Man. This is where I don't know if you can full screen us on this, man, but
there it is.
There we go. Yeah, it's not looking good. It's going to be one hell of a surge in the next 5 days. Chances are, like, unless people are like, all right, fine, I got the money. It's payday. Just got paid. Shout out to Johnny Kemp. Point is, if this funds, this will be like the most miraculous last second fund that it pulled off. So shout out to the Marvel Legends fans. Shout out to Dwight, Dan, and Ryan. Shout out to ACBA. If people want it,
Boog's got to get all his homies to back it.
Exactly.
If he hasn't backed it already.
Get Marauder Rubin. Get him to get his sons to back it. But the thing is, you gotta have that want factor, that it factor. Like in the movie industry, we call it want to see. Like people want to see Barbenheimer. They want to see Eras Tour, like that kind of shit. So this, I just don't think this has it, man. It really doesn't. I didn't ask for this. Apparently, most of the Marvel Legends fans didn't either.
Yeah, and that's the sad thing. And like, look, we shout out to our favorite troll in the comments, Steven. But it is true. Like, unless you are an Avengers fan or just a giant Marvel fan in general, like honestly, if I could, I would fund this Giant Man right now. I want the Giant Man. I was actually talking to like some randos at the comic book shop the other day, and we were talking about the HasLab. They're like, we want it, we'll back it, but it's not going to fund. Like they're like, they even said like, look, we'll back it just to get the numbers up, but it won't matter. It won't help. It won't help. It won't help. And just real quick, who else were we talking about? Who else throwing shade on Hank Pym?
The thing is you've got like you have those two people at the comic book. I see so many people on Facebook like, what does it matter if I back it? It's not going to pass anyway. And that's the same mentality as the like, why should I vote? My vote's not going to make a difference.
Yeah.
And it's just like you're acting as if you're one grain of rice in a giant rice bowl. But how many other grains of rice are sitting there saying those exact same words? And if you put them all together and you actually do something about it, something will happen. But it's just like nobody wants to.
Yeah, those guys you really don't want it if you're saying that crap.
And once again, I feel bad for Dwight, Dan, and Ryan, because they've been working their asses off. Tony with G.I. Joe is showing the paints. I mean, it's an amazing looking figure. But now, before we keep going on, because there's some really other cool stuff at New York Comic Con, do you think that this might maybe, I doubt it. I'm going to say I doubt it, bring us back to the age of the big Build-A-Figure?
I don't know, man. You go on eBay right now, that Sentinel Build-A-Figure is damn near as much as the HasLab at this point.
Yeah.
Those were good days. Like, correct me if I'm wrong. The Giant Man Build-A-Figure was 12 inches tall, Toy Biz?
Yes.
Okay.
Nice, just double.
Yeah.
So yeah, they got to do something because prices are going to keep going up. Pretty soon, we're looking at $27.99. That's a new $24.99. Are we going to get accessories? I don't know. Are we still going to get Build-A-Figures? I don't know. People, they want that mindless one. Like I troop built the Kree Sentry, because that Captain Marvel wave was dirt cheap. Every single figure in that was like $5 to $10. But I don't know. They're going to have to do something because it pains me to see a line flounder out. I'm not saying that Marvel Legends is doing that, but MCU's not drawing them. The comics aren't drawing them, even though there's some cool Fall of X stuff happening right now. I've been this line for so long.
And it is interesting because I've gone to 2 Targets, and I haven't seen any of the new Marvel Legends at all.
I see them.
You do, and they'll come and they'll like all in the wall. I saw Wonder Man, but like the only reason I'm going to get that Daredevil is because I pre-ordered it. I'm going to order that Blade because y'all have been like just like flaunting in my face, like, look how good this Blade is. Like, God damn it, fine.
It ain't that good.
It ain't.
Hey, I already want to tear it down and fix it, but That's just
yeah.
Bro, you do it with all your toys, though. You do it with all your action dolls.
I tear
I
all my
went to
dolls.
my Target, and as I keep saying, I don't buy. And the ones that I have bought recently were all on that 50% clearance. But then somebody at one of my Targets must have found some crap hiding in the back, and this guy was on the shelf the other night, and I was just like, all right, I'll buy it. I'll pay full price. I'll get it. No, it was full price.
Okay. No, that's a good buy. He's
a pretty
ultimate cap. That's
pretty cool figure.
That's ultimate cap.
That's in my top 5 of the year so far.
That's the best ever ultimate cap. Yeah.
Yes. Now you know what? Hold on. Before we go any further, our favorite troll brought up a good point. An interesting point. Not necessarily good, but an interesting. They need to do more mainstream stuff. What would be mainstream though? Because Steven made the point that they need to do less dude bro shit. All right, Cyclops, Wolverine, Cap, Iron Man, fine. Outside of that, like Giant Man, I'm sorry, is mainstream. He's an Avenger.
No, it's founding member. Yeah,
he's a founding member. If you don't know who Iron Man is, you don't read comic books. I'm sorry, you just don't. So, like, who would be more mainstream?
Well, like the X-Men 97 line, I mean, they're not super hard to find, but I don't see them totally sitting on the pegs. Sometimes Gambit, but like I haven't seen Rogue, I haven't seen Storm. If I see, I've only seen Wolverine once, and then so it's usually Magneto and Bishop, and they only last like a day or so, and then they're all gone.
Yeah, I've seen Bishop and Gambit, and that's it so far.
I haven't seen it. I've seen Wolverine in my comic book shop. That's it. I haven't seen him at any Targets.
So the only time I saw Rogue was at my comic book shop, and I still haven't seen Storm.
But like, and I get Steven's point of, you know, more mainstream, like what we already know. Okay, fine. But if you're doing a HasLab, you know, you're a geek. You already know this shit. A Blackbird jet, yes, like would have fit in the vein of the Hiss tank, Blackbird, Quinjet, probably would have funded. But you know, the Sentinel and Galactus funded fairly quickly. I'm just trying to figure out like why.
I wonder if it's expectations, because when they teased like, hey, our next HasLab is going to do with 60th anniversary of the Avengers. And so immediately nobody that I know of said was like, ooh, I bet it's going to be Giant Man. Everybody was making the guess of, oh, it's going to be Avengers Tower. Oh, it's going to be Quinjet. Oh, what can we do?
Yeah.
And so I think expectations were once again subverted. And that also probably led to the disappointment and the outcry or the negativity or the lack of backing. Or I mean, when I first saw them tease the Giant Man with the Matt Cohen photos, and it was the shadow casting over the thing, I was like, oh, they're doing Giant Man. Well, fuck that. That dude sucks.
And you did, so you weren't connected to the character too.
I'm not connected to the character, but the thing, like, I'm not connected to a lot of the Marvel characters. I know who they are because I used to read Wizard magazine.
Yeah,
but they weren't the comics that I read. But you know, I'd read the synopsis and stuff, so I knew what was going on. And you know, it's like it's MCU that has done a good job taking these obscure characters and making me like them, or even not obscure characters. I hated Thor. I hated Doctor Strange. Guardians of the Galaxy seemed like the dumbest thing in the world. Ant-Man was
right there with you, bro.
Stupid. And because of the MCU and what they did, I ended up liking these characters.
I'm glad they did that.
Yeah. And you know, they didn't really you've seen Giant Man in the MCU, but not
animated,
like this version. But again, once they did the full reveal, I was like, oh, that's actually really cool. I like that. I would totally get that. But I think that a lot of people that are much deeper into the Marvel Universe and Marvel Legends were probably just like, that's not what I want.
Yeah. Well, I think that brings, you know, and KJ, you made a great point in the comments that the Legends is a dozen different fan bases in one line. So each line you kind of have to, like, you know, kiss everyone's ass, right? But can they do that after so many waves have been released?
I think they did a good job in the past having themed waves. So like having a Marvel Knights wave, having a What If wave, having, you know, if people wanted their throwback Spider-Man animated things, which wasn't even like an official wave, it was just a subline in that collection, you know, just different series and whatnot. It's a hard thing to balance, and they've done a good job with that balancing act for a long time. Maybe it's starting to show its seams. You know, I've been trying to finish New Warriors for the longest time. Night Thrasher, Darkhawk, you know, getting Rage, getting Nova. That Namorita, you know, I was a little peeved because it's going to be a while until I get the Namorita that I want. You know, it's great to get Justice, Marvel Boy, and they even have the other Marvel Boy that's coming out. So, but I'm a small sliver, you know, like everyone else, they're going to want to finish a whole bunch of other teams besides New Warriors.
Yeah.
So it's, you got to find that balance. Ray Pass had an interesting comment. It's like, and just include some out there obscure characters, you know, as part of that wave that people are looking for, right? So it just depends.
All right. Well, moving on to what could be my next, maybe if I drop off Marvel Legends, I might jump on to Diamond Select. I do love Diamond Select. And God damn it. So we have Annihilus. Annihilus looks great. Are we going to? Are any of y'all who do Marvel Legends would buy Annihilus?
Not me.
Okay.
Annihilus.
Cool.
No.
Let's keep moving on to what I will buy. Captain America. Well, first off, how are we feeling about Diamond Select over Marvel Legends?
You're the one that taught me into getting that blade because you're like, KJ, look at this. I'm like, I'm cool. And then I got hands on it. I'm like, this is dope as hell. Like, I like that the glaives actually fold out like in Mezco. They're a little chunkier than Mezco, but they're better than the static glaives that the new Marvel Legends blade has. I have different head sculpts with Marvel Select, with Diamond Select. I only have this one head sculpt in Legends, but if you have the other blades and the other head sculpts, you can swap those, right? Using the same torso from 6 years ago that got reused in Paladin, got reused in some of the AIM troopers, that kind of thing. It's like just over and over and over again. So people who haven't gotten that 2017, 2018 blade, good for them. They're going to love that Marvel Legends one. I recommend Marvel Select. And if you're collecting McFarlane, if you want some Marvel versus DC shit, Marvel Select is your line. That's your cap. That's your blade.
Scale, right? It's the same scale, right?
Exactly, the 7-inch scale.
7-inch. Yeah. And I do like this cap because you do get two different heads. You got like John Byrne, you've got World War II, you got a whole different body that you can give them. You get the different shields. I want to get and the articulation is getting better. I mean, that Fantastic Four wave is amazing. That Iceman is stunning. Like the figures I just got the combo shop. I'm like, and they're pretty much the same price as Marvel Legends now. Like, yes, they're an inch bigger. Yes, that does suck. But
that's the only reason I'm holding back more Marvel Select. Is Marvel Select and Diamond Select the same? We're talking about Marvel Select.
Correct.
Okay, same shit, right? That's the only thing holding me back from them. They're just too big. They're just put with all the rest of my Legends, you know. But the bigger characters, those are awesome. Like the Juggernaut was insanely good.
I love my Juggernaut. My
Apocalypse was dope. The Hulk was dope. Those can go in any day with your Marvel Legends because they're huge characters. They're supposed to be that.
Exactly.
But the other ones are like, I can't do them.
And also, I mean, and look and Spec, you can have the final word on Cap or Diamond Select, but you get more with these figures.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, if we're talking about that Cap in particular, I've never been a fan of that design of Cap, and I think what appealed to me with this one and made me go, ooh, okay, I'll get it, is I like the darker blues. I like the scale mail texture. I like that they used a little bit of like the gray contrast under the arm. I like the combat boot style, and
the
I like
modern ultimate, the ultimate. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah,
I love the detailing with like the pocket on the gloves and the.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's something about this one with the textures and the darker paint scheme and stands out more to me.
Yeah.
The only thing that's a little weird, I would say, is that they didn't put the wings on the
Yeah, ultimate don't
path.
have them.
Yeah. That's because you didn't have the wings.
Right. And again, I go like I don't like the wings like that. I don't like the big 3D flash type wings. But and I don't mind this not having the wings, but if it did have the wings and they were just flat as like a design element, I'd be okay with that. But
okay.
I love my 20th anniversary cap.
Yeah, that cap doesn't really do much for me.
Okay, fair enough. Moving on. We got Indy. I think this is a Diamond Select statue, but it's still dope. Spec is just like, no, don't even bring it up.
It doesn't look like Harrison Ford, and the neck is way too thick. It just looks stiff.
Thick neck.
The only issue I have with this is the hat.
The hat does not look like fedora, huh?
The fedora looks a little odd.
Yeah, it's thick. The brim is really thick. Look
like a what's that guy's name? Look like Dum Dum's brim shield.
All right,
Dum Dugan.
There we go.
That's not the way a fedora looks. I wear a fedora when I dress up.
KJ, what's your thought on this? But I know you're the other indie fan in this group.
Yeah, I love Indy, but I'd rather put that money towards the SHF Raiders figure or Mezco.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good point. Moving on, we've got Lord of the Rings. I like these, and I guess they're trying to capitalize on Rings of Power, but I'll be passing on these.
I mean, the Lord of the Rings Diamond Select, they've been out for a while. They're good. I mean, you can find them on sale. RIP Dorkside, but they had them for dirt cheap before they put it out of business. Yeah.
All right, moving on. We've got. I might get this.
It's cool. He was announced a while ago, but it's cool. I like Darkwing Duck.
Yeah.
I don't
when
think
there's trouble, you call DW.
and we can't have Darkwing Duck without Negaduck. I love that. I love it.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just saying I love these.
No, I was just saying Beast Kingdom, they had 8-inch versions, right? Like they had dynamic 8-inch scale Darkwing Duck, and I think they had this one as well.
See Shark Eyes comment. We talking fedoras. Michael French enters the chat. with his captain shirt with the little button thing. Michael French. Oh God.
Darkwing Duck's fedora is on point. Yes. And then finally, I did put this at the end. Going back to Marvel Select, like guys,
that's a dope looking Archangel right there.
You get the 3 different heads. You get the different wings. Am I the only one getting this?
Yeah.
Probably. What happened to this particular shot? Like the wing fell off, the name tag got knocked over.
It's dusty.
It's dusty. He's not wearing the head sculpt that we all saw in the other photos.
Looks broken.
Look, Warren has been through a lot. All right, leave him alone, okay?
I am not taking it easy on Warren. He got Betsy, okay?
Like this is what happens when you deal with New York. I definitely got New York vibes in this presentation. They're like, yeah, here.
If I had any critique about this figure, I just wish that the wings had a little bit of articulation so that they could kind of open more and collapse more when he's standing. The same complaint that I have with the Gargoyles figures.
That's the trade-off with Diamond Select, specifically Marvel Select, because you're really buying more for the sculpture. There are more statuettes than action figures. McFarlane's kind of the same way. So that's the trade-off where, you'll have it won't be as articulated as a Legends. You're not going to be having them sitting in Indian style anytime soon.
True, man.
Fucking Tony, broke ass, punk ass, bitch.
Broke ass Warren, millionaire, broke ass millionaire.
The one thing I will say, I wish the feathers were longer, like towards the middle.
The feathers.
I kind of wish it was more grandiose, but I get it. Super 7 came out strong. We got Conan. We got this. This is actually really cool.
I had that on pre-order and I canceled it.
Really?
Canceled it. Conan the Barbarian is one of my top 10 movies of all time.
Okay.
It is a perfect film. It is a film where you can watch the story. There's very little dialogue and you know what's going on. And one of Steven Spielberg always says, like, you know, a movie's truly great if you can turn off the sound and still follow what's happening.
Straight up, just like the comic book. Oh my god, Robert E. Howard. And
that shot at the end where they're talking about Conan becoming king and sitting on the throne of is this the Aquilinian throne or
Aquilonia.
Aquilonia, and it got me, even though it doesn't look totally like Arnold. As soon as it came up, I was like, damn, I'm getting it.
It looks dope.
But in the great culling of all that we collect, as much as I want it, I'm sitting here looking at my shelves and I'm already going to have to start mothballing some stuff to make room for more Joes. It's just like, man, I don't have space for it. And what am I going to, I'm going to treat it like a statue and I'm not going to have as much to do. So I ended up canceling it. And I did that a month or so ago. Now, but what I did do is, you know, Mezco came out with their King Conan this week or last week, and I jumped on that one. And I mean, you can do more with it. No, like knock on. I mean, Big Bad Toy Store, I don't know if it's still up for this week or not. They had one of the other waves, the camouflage Conan with the snake Thulsa Doom on their weekly deals. I was tempted. I was very tempted.
Okay.
I had to slap myself. Nope.
Romo, KJ, what are your thoughts on this?
Man, I like it. I like it a lot, but you know, I mean, am I getting into another line? I mean, just to have him, that'd be cool to have him, but you know, like Spec said, I'm already putting stuff away to move for new gels and new superpowers and new stuff like that. I'm already good. This is that put me over the edge to get something else new, get something else different? Not really. But on the other hand, that's from the like David said, it's one of the baddest movies that I love, and just to have King Conan right there, I don't even have to touch him, dude. Just dust him every now and then.
Get the computer spray.
But I would see if I would get that, I'd have to get the camouflage Conan, the King Conan, the Genghis Khan looking armored up. Oh my god!
Yeah, and that last wave that they came out with that had the armored, the battle of
the Stonehenge looking.
Yeah, and then the Valkyrie.
And then I'd want Subutai. Oh my god! And man, of Valeria.
Archers also do like.
Great.
Super 7's doing fantastic with those, even if the Arnold Conan body is a little too comic booky for my take.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I'm really trying hard to stick to the I'm in the 1/12 world. And
me too,
that's where the Mezco King Conan makes much
this
more
guy,
sense.
And I picture him painted with the black and gold and all that. Oh my god, it looks awesome. It's gonna be
fair.
Badass. That throne looks dope too.
It does. KJ, you got anything on this one, buddy? Before I
Yeah, I'm right with these fellows. Conan the Barbarian is one of my favorite movies. I listen to the soundtrack at least on a weekly basis. And yeah, it's the same thing. Like if you get Mythic Legions, if you have Storm Collectibles skeletons, you have creatures, beasts, and goblins and whatnot, just to have that sword and fantasy collection, then yeah, I'm keeping it 112. That's the thing about Super 7. Like if you're going 7-inch, if you're going 6-inch, it kind of helps your collection to just really focus. To focus it. I have Conan the Conqueror. I have the Barbarian booster kit. I need another Conan base figure from eBay, which costs just as much. I might as well just buy another Conan the Conqueror. And yeah, that King Conan is calling me out to it. Yes, Super7 has the Arnold license. They have the Arnold likeness. Yeah. But there's ways around that. And yeah, so I
just ask Ramen Toy.
Hey, yeah, exactly. So I would say kudos to everyone collecting Conan Ultimates right now, sticking with Super7. You're gonna love this one. I kind of want that throne to go with the Mezco King Conan. But yeah, I would rather just wait for it to drop and then I'll get it loose one of these days. I'm sticking with Mezco.
All right, now moving on, we do have I love this. I don't do reactions, but I think this is dope. I'm sorry. Reactions are way overpriced. Sorry, Super7, way overpriced. But this is cool.
But that's not a reaction. That's an ultimate.
Is it an ultimate? Because
yeah, the reaction's the one in the background.
Yeah. Oh, so that's the reaction figures. Because the reactions are you only have 5 points for the reactions.
Oh,
so that one's already way more articulated, and with the blast effects and whatnot. But it's looking nice.
You're right.
Yeah, and I've seen some of the current Godzilla wave at my comic store and at Best Buy. Yeah, those boxes are massive. They are $85. Massive. They're just like deep and wide. And take that comment as you will, Romo. Take it as far as you can. But like they are big boxes. And you know that like one of the best things about Super7 is their presentation in the packaging. And yeah, you just sit there and see that and you're just like, where would I put that?
So yeah, $85.
Yeah. So I'm glad you brought that up because we're about to get into Super7 Turtles, but because look,
it'd be cool if that blast effect lit up or something.
I think it does.
Oh yeah,
it probably does. So look, okay. So real quick, because we're about to move on into Turtles. This is Samurai Leo. I got him last week thanks to my good friend Derek. But Spec made up a great point. Super7 does a great job with their presentation. So first off, I don't know why I love this box,
which they've done away with. They're no longer doing the boxes or the slip covers.
Are they getting away with that?
I think because they're in retail like Best Buy now.
Yeah, because once again, boom, and he's got like a little samurai head. I love it. And then boom, it's like because this is how they are presented at Best Buy, just like this. But like this whole presentation is half the reason why I love Super7. Like my Voltron looks fantastic. My Panthro looks it's just like I love this presentation. But I digress. All right, moving on. Let's see. So we got Gorilla. One of the neutrinos. That's cool. I probably will get that metal head.
All right.
I like that.
That's the Michelangelo metal head, right?
Right. Yep. There's Wingnut.
See, I would love that one, but what are they? 75 for the big?
Okay, so Wingnut will be 75 because Wingnut and Screw Loose. So you get 2 figures.
Wasn't that Ultimate Splinter? There was an earlier Ultimate Splinter that was on sale for hella cheap. I want to say like $18 or something like that.
That was the original one. This is the one that's flocked and comes with a cloth robe and a plastic robe.
All right.
Yeah. So here is the original Splinter. It looks straight up like the Playmates version. And it fell off because it's in the shelf. But I do have it with a cup of coffee holding it. And
Steven says I'm wrong about the slip covers.
Oh, okay. I'll ask Kyle and it. But I mean, this is once again Super7. It's cloth. It's perfect. I mean, this Splinter looks like it's a Playmate. So when we go to this one, he's flocked. He comes with 2 different robes, cloth robe and a plastic robe. The cup of coffee. It's all the same, almost the same stuff that you got with this one, but it is don't follow me, Splinter now. Guys, I have so many fucking toys on my desk. God damn. All right.
Oh yeah, yeah.
All right. There we go. Anyway, moving on. The turtle van. This is cool. I'm not getting it, but it's cool.
Not at 480.
Not at 280. All right.
Yeah.
If nothing else, who is ready for G.I. Joe? Who's ready for G.I. Joe?
I mean, I'm not super excited about G.I. Joe. I don't really. It's not my cup of tea. I know we can skip it as far as I'm concerned. We can go ahead and it's fine.
I'm so pissed my Snow Slipper didn't come in. God damn Amazon.
That's good, Spec. You look like you're having fun with that one, man. That's great.
It's cool. Mine has like a bit of a loose hip on one of his legs, but
you got the Kiki, or what do you use?
Dude, you know I'm gonna go on Kiki's again. Do not buy Kiki's unless you like overpaying. It is water-based polyurethane. You can go get a big can of it from Home Depot for $8, or you can go to eBay and pay some dude in Thailand $8 for a tiny little tube of it that they just put their name on and say, "Hey, this is magic stuff."
They just pay for the convenience. I've seen people use Purell. I'm a Mod Podge guy myself, right? You know, it's like Tony, you're muted. You're muted.
Yeah, Tony, you're muted.
You're still muted.
I was coughing. That's why I said I don't want to cough. Hold on. But yeah, dude, that's probably your thing. That's true. But yeah, I used to use that floor shine stuff. What's it called?
Pledge.
Yeah, the Pledge stuff. And that worked really good. I still have some, but I keep using that Kiki's. But fortunately, not many of my figures were loose like a bunch of people's were. But that fixes it right up. But yeah. Either or, man.
The infamous.
Do it cheaper. Look at that. We'll fix it, Mr. Polyurethane. Go get that shit. What are you waiting on?
Get that $8 can from Home Depot.
I'm gonna ship you some of my Kikis.
I have one. It's buried, and I don't feel like having to dig it out.
I'll ship you some of my Kikis, bro. And I want to see you use it. And I want you to fucking film it.
It's time to have a Kiki. All right, never mind.
But
Kiki, do you love me?
I bought 3 Fireflies. Okay, and it's a dope figure. I really like the figure. I like everything he comes with. I bought one from Amazon, one from Target, and the first one I got off of Pulse. The one from Amazon, this is the one from Amazon. And this is the best one. Like the one from Pulse was just like floppy all over the place, and the one from Target was the same. This one
just like, flopping all over the place, huh? Just floppy,
smacking me in the face, like. And this one, he's a little wobbly in the waist, but he's still posable. The one from Pulse was super floppy, and one of the knees was loose, and a great figure, but this particular one's got some QC issues.
Yeah, I mean the wheels might wobble, but they don't fall down, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Someone wrote got either rubber band or like one of them hair ties and wrapped it around his. It's not.
We get his cock rings right now.
No, I'm serious.
I know.
You want me to help your ass? Go get your goddamn poly.
It's the giant barbell. They took them apart and they wrapped it around the barbell.
Yeah, why don't you do that? Stop crying.
No. Here's the thing.
Like all the, the wrap it around.
Yeah. I'm saying, I thought it was like some sort of kinky tourniquet or something.
I gotta show you nerds what I'm talking about.
Well, here's the thing, because the classifieds, they've had a lot of hits, and sometimes they had misses. Like my very first classified figure, I got the Snake Eyes, and it was go team go. It was floppy as hell, and the torso was floppy. So I emailed Hasbro customer care and got a free one. You got those 3 fire flops. Go ahead and swap them all out.
Oh, I returned 2 of them already.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not shit.
So I won't lie. As we discuss QC issues, look, this I'm gonna have to get another one because they're now back up in stock at Walmart. Range Vipers. These are fucking dope. These are sick. Got low light. I got Big Ben. But guys, my big issue, and I found I don't know why. I don't know why.
Yeah, I'm a teabag spec.
You gotta drop him down, not.
But I don't know why.
The gridiron.
I like it.
That's nice. I like it. I don't know why Ashley has a heat gun, but she's got a heat gun.
Oh, you told me, yeah.
Yeah. But I'm gonna have to like take it to the knees because like Big Ben does not bend.
Oh, you gotta heat him up.
Low light does not bend. I'm like, I get you wanting to make sure the knees are secure, but goddamn.
Yeah, Joe's. If there's one joint on them that has been like super tight, it's either the shoulder or the knees, and that's the first thing I do when I open them up. Is I flex any joint that can bend. I bend any like just to make sure, which is how I ended up, snapping off. I think it was a Crimson Bat right out of the box. Went to lift his shoulder up and the same last week. I was gonna, when we were showing our haul, I was gonna sit there and say, "Hey, I got an Elisa Maza," and right before we went live, I like lifted her shoulder up and like.
Oh yeah.
So I found another one and I boiled her before I started moving her around.
Yeah.
Good old.
Yeah, I have a hair dryer. Oh, good.
I was just saying, QC. Sorry, Bobby.
Oh, I was gonna respond to Steven real quick. Quiet, you sassy queen. All right, KJ, what are you going to say about a hairdryer?
Yeah, I keep it on standby. I keep my hairdryer on standby. And it's not as intense as a heat gun, so it's more forgiving. That's why I like the hairdryer. But there's plenty of cats. They do well with the heat gun. A boiling pot. Yeah.
I heat gun it.
I need to do the hairdryer.
Hairdryer.
Just here's the thing, like I have, this wonderful mane. Never need a hairdryer.
It's like Spider-Man India. Like you just wake up and it's just naturally good.
I prefer the hairdryer to the heat gun because I have a heat gun. It's just if you're not careful with it, you're gonna get yourself in trouble.
Yeah,
and that's my fear. I am not as.
You should ask Romo when he mixes up his heat gun and his fleshlight. It's a bad morning.
Oh, okie dokie. Fuck G.I. Joe. Yes, there we go.
Oh man, I was having fun.
G.I. Joe. Because look, here's the thing. We talked about this a little bit ago. Like we got, lots of stuff coming from Super7, the Mothership. Now, I know we talk shit on reaction. However, like, is this the return of the O-rings thanks to Super7? And follow-up question. God damn it, Steven. Yes, we're gonna lube. You have to lube everything up. If this is the return of O-rings, does Super7 like have a legitimate, argument then for like the best G.I. Joe figure that's not 6-inch? You've got like the little bit, but if Super7 does amazing figures, could we see the return of like really badass O-rings? And Rome, I'm going to start with you, man.
Well, like this could be the thing that pushes it over the top, but it's funny with Hasbro. They had said they had this put it on standby, and then they come out with that Transformer one, right? Which one was that?
Soundwave.
Soundwave with who came with them?
Oh, Zartan and Zorana. But I think that happened because that product was already too far down.
It was already out. Yeah. Yeah, but this would be dope because those Super7 figs suck. They can't bend the knee, dude. They look silly in there, but whatever. I mean, this is dope. This is awesome. It's crazy, and it would be great for the OG 3 3/4 inch O-ring. But man, that would be great for them. This thing is insane. I didn't see all of the video yet, like the walkthrough, but I saw some of it, and I was like, oh shit, that is dope. The bombs, how they go down and they rack the missiles and stuff like that, whatever they are, and it's
amazing tier.
It looks crazy.
Now, KJ, let me ask you this because I know you were looking at your what do you call your wall?
My Soul Power retro wall.
There we go. So because you and I both, we both, you know, we both fuck with this. Let's be real here. We both fuck with these figures.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, if Super7 does do their O-rings at big box, what do you think the price is going to be at? And secondly, would you jump on this line?
It's tricky because Hasbro tried this right before Classified series dropped. They had their retro collection, and I don't think people really took to them all that well because it was a different articulation than O-ring. They were not O-ring figures, not Roblox, Stalker, Duke, Lady J, and so on, right? So if you were willing to get something that was closer to, say, Vintage Collection from Star Wars, you could get those. But those are a big difference.
Are you talking about the Walmart retro line?
Yeah, the Walmart retro line, right? So, like, for example, I have like Grunt still. I have a couple of those, and they go great with the McFarlane Avatar mechs. But point is, if they were O-ring, I think people would still be, especially like the diehard Joe fans, they would have been buying those O-rings from Walmart still, and they would have been a deeper line than it is now. So with Super7 doing O-ring figures, if they're charging $19.99, sometimes even more so for reactions, because they have glow reactions, they have just a wide variety of all these different Joe figures, because it's only 5 points of articulation. So they can do Tiger Force Shipwreck. They can do all sorts of different figures that no one's really asking for, but they look cool, right? So sometimes people grab them. I got some on clearance. Some of them I'm like, nah, I want that one, so I'm just going to get it. But if they charge, let's say they have a $29.99 O-ring figure, people aren't going to get that. It's different. There's a difference between me going to like get a Hiya Toys G.I. Joe or getting a vintage G.I. Joe figure from back in the day. Yep. But I think Super7, they like pricing their stuff as high as possible, and people are used to paying premium for Super7 when that's not always the case. I don't like a lot of the Joe Ultimates. I don't want to pay full price for a Joe reaction. And if they do a $24.99, $29.99 O-ring figure, they're gonna price the line out of existence. Even $19.99. A lot of Joe fans aren't gonna pay that price. I don't think there's $75 for a 5-pack, right? So $15 for some of these O-ring Cobra Troopers. If they can keep that price point, they can keep it at $15, and they can do all the figures that they've already done with reactions. Yeah, it could be an extremely successful line. Definitely. Okay, but I don't think that's going to be the case.
Okay, great point. Spec, you had your hand up.
I think one of the reasons that they're priced so high, any of the reactions, any of the ultimates, is, you know, a big topic that we always talk about, especially within the Joe community, is reuse. And retooling. And while Super7 does have their share of that, they have so many unique characters and so many properties and IP under their umbrella that I don't think they get as much reuse and repaint as other companies do. And so I think that they have to have a bit of a higher price to offset that.
Okay.
That said, I mean, I only got, I've only paid full price for 2 reaction, and that was the April Fools, the I'm a Computer and the Who Wants a Body Massage roadblock.
The PSA ones, yeah.
Yeah, because it was just like, you have to. You can't not get them. I'm still waiting for pork chop sandwiches.
Yeah.
I did dabble in the reactions a little bit. I probably have somewhere between 10 and 15, and I got them all somewhere between $5 and $10 each on sale.
Okay.
And then I have since, especially like the Target exclusives, because they keep getting all the Storm Shadow repaints.
Yes.
I've seen them for $5, $6. I pick it up, I walk around with it, and then I eventually put it back down. I'm just like, what am I going to do with these? The ones that I already have are in a box because I don't have room to put them anywhere. I like the reaction line. I know a lot of people don't. I I like the uniqueness. I like the throwback to kind of like the old school Star Wars. I think it's interesting that we now know what, or supposedly know what Hasbro has decided to do. They said they're like, we're going to put O-rings on hold till we figure out what to do with them. And it sounds like teaming up with Brian at Super7 was what they decided to do with it.
All right.
I was getting the O-ring releases, and I shouldn't have been, but I was. And you open them up and you play with them for about a minute. And you're like, man, these are so cool. They take me back. And then you're just like, wow, these are so limited. I remember like, oh, I had to make do with them holding their gun like this. And I really want them to hold their gun like everything that I can do with the classified.
Yeah.
And so then it's like, okay, I'll put you over here where like you can be displayed, but you're not tugging at my heartstrings the way that I hoped that you would, especially for $20 an O-ring figure. And this Mothership, I'm just going to segue into that. This Mothership is awesome. 8-year-old me is just looking at that thing going like, Terradrome.
Yeah.
Like, awesome playset. Like,
possibilities.
44-year-old me is sitting there going, I'm not paying $500 for that. I'm not paying $20 for the reaction. I'm not paying $20 for more O-rings. And if they do continue with the O-rings, I think they'll be awesome. But they also said that they're going to do reaction and O-ring simultaneously. And if they're doing that with the ultimates, I think that they're going to paint themselves into a corner, or they're going to stretch themselves really thin. I think they should either continue reaction, or they should morph reaction into the O-rings, since it's the same scale anyway.
Yeah.
But people were complaining and not wanting to pay $20 for official Hasbro O-rings. So I can't see them wanting to do it Super7 unless Super7 does it in a way that seems to justify the price. I'm not sure. I think it's a very cool offering. I think it's a cool Kickstarter. I don't think it's going to fund.
Okay.
Like, they're asking it. I think, what is it? If you get the Mothership and you get the multi-pack of the reaction figures and the multi-pack of the O-ring figures, and like after shipping and everything, it's almost $800.
Yeah.
And that doesn't, you haven't even hit any of the tiers yet. And there's no way in hell that they're going to make those tiers. Like,
yeah,
I don't want to be negative, but it's
getting out of control here. Getting out of control.
Yeah. Well, hey, Tony, let me ask you this though, because I mean, look, let's be real here. Like, this Mothership is amazing, right? And there's 4 more days until you get like the early bird exclusive. And I don't even know what it's at right now. I haven't checked. If this funds, could you see the Terradrome being next, or would they go good guy?
I think they go good guy. If it funds and it goes further, I think they, because why would you go bad guy, bad guy? I mean, let's just to make people wait and just to get them going to see how it is, experiment with it. I think they'd go immediately good guy, but then what?
Man, if they had, I wanted this as a kid. I loved this ship. I used to make my version of it out of like blocks and stuff, you know, but kid imagination, whatever. If they had let off with a flag, even though it would probably be $1,000 or $1,500, if you look at what the OG flag is going for, I think that they would have potentially had a much more successful chance.
Yeah, because all the kids would be out of it. They're like, I ain't buying this for you.
Oh, okay. So Shark already told us the numbers. It's at 771, and they need 1,000.
Okay, it didn't seem like it was making much on the way in numbers. And
hold on 1 second.
Oh no, it needs 4,000. Yeah, okay.
Okay, so 4,000. Okay. So you need 4,000. Oof. That's tough.
They have 54 days. They have 54 days. Money does not grow on trees, man. It just doesn't.
Holidays coming.
Yeah.
Too much bullshit coming out here, and we got to buy stuff for our kids and our nephews' kids and all the family. Nope.
So before I move on to the next showing next premiere exclusive. Is there a breaking point with with the Kickstarters and the HasLabs?
I'm sure there will be. I just haven't found mine yet.
Fair. Because Romo, let's be real here, buddy. I mean, we all backed the Hiss. We all backed the Dragonfly. I missed out on Galactus and Sentinel. I was really pissed. I know Steven got his Sentinel to make Master Mold. But I mean,
I didn't back the Hiss, but because I was like, I got too much shit to pay for. But DJ 5 Ash is hooking me up with one of his. I'm buying his at cost. I got lucky, so I got in on.
Okay, that's all.
One.
That's a very generous DJ 5 Ash for you.
DJ is my boy. I'm like, DJ, buy another what you call it, the Dragonfly. I'm buying 12 of them, so.
But because here's where like it's almost to the point where I think if Hasbro, and granted they're a corporation, they're money hungry, I get it. They're trying to get the much bang for the buck, but it's almost like, hey, maybe do a HasLab like once a year per line.
Oh.
So give GI Joe this year with the Dragonfly. I think if they did Dragonfly this year, know their HasLabs, and then did Giant Man next year, it funds.
You got to keep in mind, a lot of collectors aren't like us. They're not collecting multiple lines at once. There are people who are just doing Joes.
Right.
They're just doing Transformers. They're just doing Star Wars.
True.
So I think maybe one HasLab a quarter. I wouldn't have dual HasLabs running at the same time. I do a HasLab every 3 months. That's what I would do.
Each quarter, and that would give people time to save up, but that's fair. And now,
wait, did you say I'd do a HasLab every 3 months?
But it's going to be different brands. So you do the Star Wars HasLab, you do the Transformers HasLab, you do the Joe HasLab, you do whatever else HasLab. So you're still for each brand, you're doing one HasLab a year.
Voltron HasLab,
a Power Rangers HasLab, a Command Center. Lightning Collection? I mean,
I'm shocked they haven't done that yet. I'm really shocked they haven't done that yet.
The closest they come to that, I think Iron Studios has a 1/10 scale statues that connect into the Command Center. I think.
Power Rangers? Oh,
yeah.
That's stuff. And yeah, Ray. If it was next year, I'd 100% back it. And then finally, we did get Alpine and name only, so that's cool. Which, I mean, look, it's G.I. Joe. It's, it's a new figure. We're all getting it. So we're just like, I'm going to just keep moving into Pulse 1027. All right. An hour into the show, we finally get to this part. Okay, now, the following slides were presented to us by Black Genghis. Black Genghis, brought to you by the letters... Brought to you by the letters F and y'all. Okay, now look, these are KJs. So no one, I don't know what anyone else is saying. So while each one, like Tony, Spec, shoot out like, hey, maybe this comes out of this. But do we get a full figure from this?
What do you mean?
Nay? Oh, are they going to show us the actual figure? Yeah.
I think they announced, they did say like pre-orders were coming for, they wouldn't specify if it was going to be the Vamp or the SMS or whatever they're calling it. So I think yes to whichever one of those two are going to have pre-orders, imminent pre-orders. Just don't know which one.
Okay.
Okay. I would want to be the Vamp.
Tony, KJ, do we get pre-orders or do we get like, here's what it looks like, pre-orders in 3 months?
Yeah.
Damn it.
I'm going to be an optimist. Like, here it is. Here's the physical looking thing right here. Pre-order it. Oh, I would love it. Because look at this. All this crazy shit was supposed to come out before Buzzer, and here's Buzzer at my freaking doorstep. I'm like, I was tripping, dude. I'm like, are you kidding me? Really? I thought he was the latest one out of the rest of them, but they kept but more kept coming. Oh man, this last 2 weeks have been like
so when it comes to a toy line, they do this stuff years in advance. That's why it hurts. It hurts when a toy line fails because they probably have plans for Overwatch Ultimates. They probably had figures for Overwatch 2. You know, Plasma series. They were probably going to do more real Ghostbusters Kenner remasters, XX-inch, and now we're probably not going to get those.
Yeah.
Who knows, right? So they probably have, you know, they could have the grayscale vamp, or the shit might already be painted, and we'll see it in full action at 10/27.
Oh, the prototypes, yeah.
Like people saw Mutton Junkyard at San Diego Comic-Con.
That's true. Yeah, he was fully.
And that was
there.
supposedly an accident, right?
Was it?
Maybe.
The display with him.
I mean, it worked.
They weren't supposed to put him in the kit, and he happened to show up, and they did it anyway. Is my understanding, because we got the render. They showed us the render reveal at PulseCon.
Yeah. So we got the vamp. Now, real quick, let's rewind something you just said, KJ. The Kenner Ghostbusters, the classics. I rarely saw any of those here in Houston. Like, did that line just fail, or did
it was partly distribution because it was still at the mercy of the pandemic. So you saw all these log jams and everything else. Plasma series, outside of that first opening salvo from Ghostbusters 1 with the 4 Ghostbusters, Dana, Zool, that kind of thing, the Louis Tully exclusive, I don't think Plasma series did what people thought. I remember being pissed that only one of them had a proton stream. So if you wanted your Ghostbusters with proton streams, you basically had to buy 4 Zedmores, basically. You know, and then once Afterlife came out, then the other kid Ghostbusters and whatnot had proton streams. But yeah, this stuff is in development. So they already have Vamp. They're probably working on Leatherneck because you need permission to do the Marine cover, to do the Eagle globe anchor. Like you need permission for all that stuff, right? They know what vehicles they're going to do. They know what repaints they're going to do. So with Plasma series, just as an example, when a line fails, there's so much planning you don't see behind the scenes that just gets tossed by the wayside. Canceled figures, canceled vehicles, and whatnot. We could have gotten Extreme Ghostbusters. We could have gotten the Ecto 1A from Ghostbusters 2.
Yeah.
Right? It just depends. So I think they got full clips at the Joe team.
Yeah.
Like they got stuff that they're just sitting with glee that they can't wait to show us.
Which is also why I think Buzzer came out quickly. I've joked about this before. It's because Lenny was like, finally, here you go, guys. We're getting these. Get them now. Right. Spec, did you fall asleep on us?
No, I'm dealing with an insurance thing right now, so I'm just
okay. I just see Spec like this.
It wouldn't be beyond me to pass out.
All right, so we got this. Now, guys, I need help on this one. So, Tony, I'm going to kick to you. Or next we've got
SMS.
Okay, so this is the SMS. Okay, and also someone had a good question about this with the VAM. What is this going to be in the 45 price point?
No. This is gonna cost more than that.
Yeah.
Okay. Only reason I asked, what was what's his name?
Scrap Iron?
Scrap Iron. What was Scrap Iron?
45.
45. Okay. So are you putting this in the 50 range, or what are you putting this at?
I'm putting it at 79, 84.99 because SMS, you take it all the way back, or even to the green MMS, those were considered vehicles.
Okay. Okay. So this is the same. This would be the same cost as the Vamp then.
It could. I'm hoping not. I'm hoping they knock a few bucks off, but just considering that this is basically future-proof to go with the HISS tank that will arrive whenever they work out their issues, I think they're going to keep that in mind with the pricing. Everyone that has a his tank is probably going to get this too.
Right.
Okay. All right. Tony, what do you speak? Can you wax poetic on this, my friend?
This one, I like it. It's awesome, and the figure looks dope. I mean, that's all you need right there to go with the back of your his tank. You know, you had it when you were little. You know, I mean, this thing is where it's at. But that price is crazy. But it's considered a vehicle too. I get it, but you know, I mean, right now I'm just focused on the module, the missiles. And then you look at the figure, I'm like, ooh, that's, you know, there's $250 right there, you know, or more. So that's I like it, dude. I like it. So
Spec, thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, it's got 4 of those missiles. You just look at them right there. Those missiles are each basically the size of a figure. You're gonna have a fully articulating
turret.
Yeah.
And then you know, all the parking gear and all that's all going to flip up so that the wheels are actually going to work so that you can use the tow. Like, there's some engineering into this. It's not just like a chunk of plastic with some bone connectors and some missiles,
a bunch of moving parts, right? Oh, hell yeah.
So I think playability, posability, storytelling, as they like to say, world building, you know, I think you'll get your money's worth out of this one. But yeah, it's going to be pricey.
Yeah, you can put it with the hiss. They come out with the stinger. Put it with stinger.
Yep.
That's another prediction. I'm thinking if we get the vamp, we're going to get the stinger too. It's paint. They already got the driver pretty much tooled up. So yeah, I think you're going to see vamp and stinger at the same time.
Yeah. Okay. Then let's see what else we got here real quick, because then we got these are and didn't Trav say that people have already they've already what was Travis saying about Mutton Junkyard?
Oh, what was he saying? He was in the chat, huh?
Did he say what's his name overseas that they're already getting them?
Oh, I think Gary. So. Gary, Return of the.
Yeah, Gary.
Return of the not sending to the U.S. anymore.
I think that's what Trav was saying.
I feel his pain though, but
the thing is he goes on those threatening rants all the time. So.
Oh, does he? Okay, see, I don't know that.
Yeah.
Was it Return of the Star Wars Nerd?
Yes.
I think it's just Return of the Nerd, but maybe it's Return of the Star Wars Nerd.
Yeah, it's Return of the Star Wars Nerd. That's the confusion I was having with it, but man, dude, he looks
that dude's interesting cat. I actually stopped following him today because I was just like, I can't take these ranty videos that he keeps.
I stopped following Jersey Maniac because of that. Oh my god.
I don't even know who that guy is.
Yeah, it's okay.
I'm just gonna throw out one quick prediction because it's the only prediction I have. I racked my brain and couldn't really. I'm bad at that stuff. I think we'll see a torch. I think they'll complete the Dreadnoks.
Okay.
I hope.
That's a good prediction, man. I get in on that.
And I can't fault you for that prediction either, because look, Lenny has said repeatedly that he loves the Dreadnoughts. Oh, yeah. I mean, that's the one question that everyone has been saying, yes, we want, and I think this would be a great time to go, you know what? Screw it, because once again, G.I. Joe listens to the fans. You know they listen to the fans. They've said they're in the chats. They will. I think they'll finish it. KJ, you put this really cool picture of Doc. You think we'll finally get a Doc?
Yeah, I think it'll go for pre-order.
Okay. Oh, okay.
I think they're gonna skip the digital render, and it's just gonna be like, here's Doc.
Yeah, because they're doing weird stuff. They've already showed Mutton Junkyard in the flesh or in the plastic. They're at what to call it, and now this. That's not too far off. So
I mean, think about it. How much more tooling do you have to do for your Doc? We've all been using Dusty, right?
all made them. Yeah, we've all made them already.
You don't, and we want them, and I hope we get them sooner. But I can also see them kind of holding back on him until the Dragonfly is ready to come out.
Okay, I can see that. Yeah.
But to that, great point there, Spec. But here's what they could do: like, hey, pre-order, and they do what Hasbro does, available like 7/24. Like we get him now, and then he comes out like in like a year.
That's another thing. We're used to waiting a long ass time for these Joes, man. There was a time when classified was theoretical.
Yeah, like I won't lie. I got an email from Hasbro Pulse like 2 nights ago. I'm like, what did I get? Because I felt like Star Wars. I'm like, I didn't get any more Star Wars. Oh, it's Amiga. When the did I pre-order Amiga? I remember pre-ordering her, but I don't remember when. It was like March. I'm like, oh, okay. She's coming soon. So, I have no idea. Like, I follow, y'all's, like if you think they're gonna go for this, Joe, done. If you think they're gonna go for that, like I don't know. I don't know who they could go with. I would like that Geek with Chris. Yeah, I would like that Battle Armor Cobra Commander. That'd be cool. I still want. Like I'm gonna okay, Joe. Before you get jumped on, I was talking to Spec and Romo. I got this Snake Eyes for $5 at Ollie's. I'm going to try and do my best to paint him to look like the '90s version with the purple and like the silver visor.
Okay, man, we need all these in LA, man. What the hell?
Right? Oh no! I got the Snake Eyes for $5. I got this Storm Shadow for $5. I'm gonna have him fight Daredevil. There we go. When he comes in, my Chip Zdarsky Daredevil, which
nice.
JJ, we don't have Ollie's, but we got Ross, and Ross has been a treasure trove for Transformers for me for the past 2 weeks.
Every time I get to Ross, it's been plucked clean like a chicken bone.
Yeah, same.
I have some. There's only a couple things that I know that have been at Ross that I haven't found, and I have probably got at least 20 Transformers over the past 2 weeks from them.
Damn, I'll start taking pictures of the Transformers I find when I go. Yeah, David, because there's a lot of Transformers. I'm just moving away to the side to get, and I don't do that, but I'm like, Spec, you got this? Click, watch.
Yeah, do that.
They have the Cybertronian Bumblebee at Ross for $5, bro.
$9.
I found it for $5.
The Origins
Bumblebee at
I saw him yesterday. It was at $99.
It differs because some of them, like if you have one that's like beat up or whatnot, like the box and whatnot, it varies.
Most of the ones I found were beat up boxes. So like all the Speedia Voyager class, those are all $7.99.
Yeah.
The Road Hauler was $8.99. I can't remember the name, but the car that's also the same class was $8.99.
It varies.
Was $16.99.
It'll vary in the different Rosses, the Ross stores that you go to. It'll vary. In the same Ross store, you'll have the same products with different prices. Fortnite, Halo, the Hasbro stuff. Like it's all over the place. It just depends on where you look.
Well, that's interesting because I hit about 10 different ones, and I haven't seen a price variance amongst them.
I'm up in the valley. It gets nuts.
Huh. Interesting. Right. Yeah, Todd's. I picked that one up today just because $13. TJ Maxx, Marshalls, and Burlington's getting these.
Burlington has cheap ones as well too. Yeah.
Okay. So I found them at TJ Maxx. I said, sure, why not? And then I told you guys, I don't think that these were worth $50 by any stretch of the imagination. Yeah. I don't think that they were worth $30.
Not worth $30, yeah.
$13 to give it a shot, sure. But like he's cool for what he is, I wish they scaled with classified. They scale more with Black Series.
Oh, they're smaller then?
Yeah, they're like true 1/12.
Oh shit. I'd be all in if starting lineup did like legendary boxers or something like that. Like back in the day, they had little articulation, but like that. Oh yeah, man.
I think if they had started off with sports greats and
like Hall of Famers or something.
Yeah. But
$50,
$50. And I know that they have to pay licensing rights, A, to the person,
everybody,
B, to the clothing, to Nike, you know, to Wilson basketballs, like
to the NBA, to LeBron himself, to all this.
Yeah. So like I understand where the price comes from. I just don't think it's worth it.
Yeah, actually, yeah. It's dead. Will they continue with the starting lineup figures?
I wish.
We haven't seen any new ones announced. I think it's one of those quiet things. It's like Indiana Jones. They won't talk about it, but Indiana Jones is kind of done. It's Ghostbusters. They didn't talk about it. They just kind of stopped.
Yeah. Stopped.
Well, you know what? Actually, hold on, because I'm glad you brought up Ghostbusters. We'll skip to that real quick.
Yeah.
Now I know there. Now here's the thing, KJ. You gave us really cool. Like Emily has said that something's coming with Ghostbusters. The new movie's coming out,
but not anytime soon.
But I'm once again just pie in the sky, wishful thinking. We know that we're getting like a Ghostbusters reveal, so this could be it.
I don't know. Somebody made a comment that I thought was funny, but it was just like, man, they'll have really got me if it's like Magic the Gathering or Dungeons and Dragons. Or the funny thing is that's what I can see. It's either going to be like a role-playing item because the Proton Pack did really well.
Yeah.
Or it's going to be something like a Magic the Gathering offshoot or Dungeons and Dragons campaign or Hero Quest even. Like, I don't know, but I don't see them going back to figures anytime soon.
By the way, if you check TFW 2005, they actually have a Ross, TJ Maxx, Burlington, Five Below, Marshalls, all these 99-cent stores thread. So you can sort of use that to price track, sort of get an idea of what's out there and what money you can save. And you'll get a better sense of all the different prices between all the different stores.
Okay, awesome. Thanks, KJ. Now Marvel Legends. Yeah, I think we'll get another, No Way Home reveal. I kind of agree with you because I know when they did the last reveal, Dwight said, "Yeah, we're not done with the villains. We're not done." So that'd be cool. Like, look, I'm kind of not done with the MCU figures, but I'm kind of done with the MCU figures. Does that make sense? Like, I love this line.
Kind of like I'm done with Black Series, but I'm not done with Black Series.
Yeah, it's like I mean,
done with drinking, but I'm done with drinking. And
like, look, I'm not saying, but I'm kind of saying, right? I mean, look, like I every time I'm like, all right, I'm done with Marvel Legends. I'm gonna drop it because of or like Spec was an asshole to me. And he was like, I'm like, I love this 2-pack, and Spec's like, oh, I thought you didn't do multi-packs. I don't, but this Deadpool 2-pack was dope as hell.
Yeah, it was.
It's like I'm done. Like I'm done with them going back in, right? Like I'm done with Marvel Legends, but like these are fantastic. I love the way they look. But like if they reveal this, like, do we see any other great Marvel Legends being revealed?
Well, if they do Lizard, they got to do Electro.
Yeah.
It's a good Jamie Foxx, and yes.
Oh, you're talking about MCU? You're talking MCU now? Oh,
yeah.
It's on the screen, Tony. Follow.
No, that's not.
I was reading messages.
That's the Marvel Legends series. Are they getting new boxes now, or what?
I'm saying that because we already seen Doc Ock and Green Goblin over PulseCon, so they're probably going to have Lizard. I'm predicting that they're going to have Lizard from the No Way Home. They already did one for Amazing Spider-Man. When was the first one? 2012. But anyway, So they've already done the Sony Marvel Lizard. They'll probably do a remaster to go with No Way Home. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. And then also Jamie Foxx's Electro. That's my prediction.
I mean, it'd be cool. I'd actually probably get that Electro, just because it'd be like a stand. But no, but then because they probably won't give them like electricity because I don't know, electricity costs money to make. I don't know. It's
They have electricity effects they can use. They
can
reuse the Miles.
They reuse them all day.
Yeah. But and like I was going to like I was going like kind of like round and around with Travis about this shit because and KJ you made a point about this as well, like with the licensing fee they can't do certain things. With those No Way Home Spider-Man figures, they could have given them the freaking webbing. They could have given them something. They could have given them anything, and they didn't. And that's why I'm like, I didn't pre-order them. I'm going to wait for sale. I'm going to wait for clearance because if you're not going to give me, you already have the molds. If you had to make new molds, fine. I understand that. I get that. But you already have the mold.
So I went through this with the Gimmerverse Spider-Man because it was like $35, and it was reusing that Renew Your Vows buck, the Amazing Fantasy buck that we had seen. We've also seen that with Bullseye. Even the retro carded new Spidey that's out uses that same figure with the diaphragm joint and whatnot. Marvel Legends, they do have so many figures and so many lines, sublines, waves. Like each wave is really a subline. Like the What If waves, that's a subline, right? It's not just MCU, it's MCU animated. Like that's how deep Legends goes. So I think they're just trying to save as much money as possible so they can even make this stuff work. It's like it's one thing to see classified series reusing legs and kneecaps and boots and everything else. It's another just to see if Dwight and the Legends team can kit bash a figure that's never been made before, or doing MCU villains like No Way Home, or What If figures that you can't reuse. You can't reuse Agatha Harkness. You know what I'm saying? Like they're doing Goliath because they already did the Ant-Man armor and like everything else.
Yep.
So stuff like that is smart to do, but they stretched that budget out, and I had to like really be more forgiving and really think about, like behind the scenes, what does it take to do a line, a multi-era, multi-character line like Marvel Legends? If you want those figures, if I ever want to get that flesh tone Nemorita, that means buying the blue Nemorita or just seeing how it performs. I may not get the Nemorita I want for New Warriors, but at least if you want a version of that character, you can get one pretty soon. I give props to Marvel Legends, but yeah, that means cutting some corners. On Battlestar Galactica, those papers had the corners cut. Like that's Marvel Legends. It's like they're just stretching everything to the maximum with that line.
I know they're stretching things to the max, and I get it. I understand what the guys are on, the pressure they're under. But just for a few cents, and I get the politics of the price of oil and gas. I get that. I'm just saying, for what we have to pay now for these like just lone figures, throw just some webbing in there. They've already got the mold. They could have like just gone ahead and just like made a shit ton of webbing and just have it like sitting in a box, right, somewhere like a vat. I don't know. But I'm thinking they already have the mold. Like, and I get that G.I. Joe, they kit bash that. They're watching Tony right now. Like they have like the little camera peeping through his window. When he's showering, when he's in the bathroom, they're peeping in on Tony right now. Right? They're peeping in on Tony. But they can give us just a little like and once again I get like G.I. Joe doesn't have to exactly Tony. They don't have to pay the licensing fee. So they can give us so much more, and that I love that for that. Right? But like at least like Star Wars, they give us lightsabers. I'm not asking for like multiple lightsabers, but like they give us a lightsaber. Like if I'm paying $25 for a Spider-Man figure, they've already got the webbing mold. Like they don't have to like remold. Like you were like to your point. They have the Agatha. They can't use that mold for anything else. Not that I'm aware of. I mean, they could maybe like give us a comic book accurate mark Agatha. But they've got the mold already for that webbing. Why not just
put it in there?
But that's just me. That's just me. Any other Marvel Legends predictions? Tony, Spec, anything?
Dead Ant-Man.
you say Dead Ant-Man?
Dead Aunt May.
Oh, God
I mean, you know, if we're gonna finish out the No Way
Home,
a
zombie Aunt May, more zombies.
No. You know, a dead Aunt Bay.
a dead Marissa Tomei.
Oh,
I'm trying to think of like I'm like finish. I mean, you know what? Here's the thing. I couldn't find M on sale. I wanted to get M. I got Chamber, but I want more Gen X. I do want more Generation X. I do want those figures. I think that you know finish off some of these teams.
Teams, yeah. Finish off some of these teams. You're taking the words right out of Boog's mouth right there. He wants teams. Finish.
Finish Gen X. Finish X Force. Finish. Who else we need?
Finish the Inhumans. They're like so old. Almost there.
Right?
Did they announce what's to do with the hooves and the? They did Karnak. They got Medusa. They got Black Bolt.
Oh yeah, the Inhumans.
Yeah, the dude with the hooves. Who's that guy?
Oh, that is oh shit.
I thought you were gonna out Marvel me. Remember how we used to do that? What's his name, dude? Oh my god! Somebody in the chat.
Okay,
there's a link in the chat, you asshole.
Give me 1 second. Hold on.
The
you know who it is.
Transformers right now. So if the chat wants to talk to Transformers, I got this guy.
Get out of here with the Transformers. Get out of here. Get out of here.
This is a potential top 10.
What's his
Gorgon?
Name?
There we go.
Gorgon.
Yes.
I thought they announced him way back. I could be mistaken. I don't know, but yeah, the Inhumans. They're one of the oldest teams there is, like the Fantastic Four, and they still messing around, finishing them.
I know.
Karnak was the last one.
I know. It's annoying. Magic. KJ, walk us through this. Where'd this come from?
Yeah.
So Funko actually did a line of Magic the Gathering action figures. I don't know how successful they were, but with Hasbro having the license, they could do those. What's up, Spec?
I just wanted to throw in, I didn't know they existed either. I took my kids to Barnes & Noble the other day, and I just wandered over to the clearance section, and they had a Magic the Gathering action figure. I don't know which character, clearance for $10. But then when I saw that it was Funko on the bottom, I threw it back and was just like, nope. Shit. That company's dead. I'm not. So I didn't realize that Hasbro took over the license to make figures, but the packaging looks very similar.
Well, okay, and correct me if I'm wrong, right? Hasbro bought Wizards of the Coast?
Yes.
Yes, Hasbro owns Wizards. They have for a long time now.
So they own Magic the Gathering. So yeah, they can make the figures. They can license out someone else to do the figures if they want. We can even get premium Magic the Gathering figures, soft goods, Mythic Legion style. Hell, Magic the Gathering could be Hasbro's answer to Mythic Legions.
Exactly.
Okay. No, that's a great point. Also, this was an interesting choice. The Nerf G.I. Joe gun.
Now, once again, pie in the sky. I think the XMLR is a great design. I think it makes sense to do if they already have a G.I. Joe Nerf gun, which is weird because it's Joe on one side and then Cobra on the other. It's a weird gun. But if they were to do XMLR and do a Nerf gun, that would be dope. And also, with the Wave 1 classified, before people bitched this plan out of existence, they were using Nerf molds for their guns because the plan was to do Nerf guns based on those Joe designs. So Roblox's gun would have been a real-life Nerf gun that you could have used. Same for
the tuning fork. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, that would actually be dope if you actually had that and you could shoot like Nerf darts and Nerf balls and shit. That would have been dope. Like, these are toys. And I think because of the Joe audience being so aged up, they had to react in real time. But that means losing out stuff like this. And when you're doing what's essentially a hybrid adult collector line, the kids are only going to gravitate to that so much. You don't see these kids out here with cool model and crazy figure and shit like that. There was like one chance to really get action figures in the hands again to young kids that weren't in like the big figs, right? The stuff that you get at Ollie's or Big Lots. And I think that's gone. But you can still do an XMLR Nerf gun, and I would buy that.
Tony, would you buy the Nerf gun?
I think I'd buy that for decoration.
There we go. There we go. What we got next? I'd be like, how would you like hold it like at the screen and start shooting everyone?
Oh, old school.
Now, I was not shocked when I saw this from you, KJ, because when we interviewed Tony and Lenny back in April, when we asked them about the 12 inches, the 12-inch line, they weren't. They once again they said there was like the whole like we can either confirm or deny. But they did say, and correct me if I'm wrong, that nothing is off the table for this anniversary year.
Mm-hmm.
So Tony, if this drops, and granted it's G.I. Joe, but it's not like classified as G.I. Joe, are you copying this?
These old schools, nah, I'm out.
Okay.
I'm not getting these. Nah, just not. It's just not there for me. These kinds of figs. So I'm out of these.
But time out. What if this is? What if what they reveal are the 12-inch G.I. Joe figures from when we were kids, like the old school Snake Eyes, Duke, Cobra.
But 12-inch?
12-inch.
Nah.
Nope.
Nah. I'm trying to stay in my little 6-inch world, bro.
Fair. Spec.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say no. This wasn't my G.I. Joe. This was my dad's G.I. Joe.
Right.
Or the generation just after my dad or whomever. But and then, to your point of if they were to do characters we know is 12-inch, you and I had texted a while ago. I have the 97, 98 Duke.
Yeah.
That looks like he's in Desert Storm garb and had like the lights and sound gun.
Yep.
And I never got any of the others, and I never really wanted to. I think maybe I'd wanted Snake Eyes or Cobra Commander, but I just never did it. And it's a different kind of doll or toy or whatever you want to call it, and it just doesn't. I don't feel like it has the playability or the articulation or the posability that the classified line does, and it's not nostalgic for me, so it's a pass for me.
Okay. Yeah. KJ, how are you feeling about these, buddy?
So I think there's no wrong way to Joe. So right here, there's a bunch of the 3-0 lines, the 1/6 scale. Like they have different Storm Shadows, Snake Eyes. They have the Dead Game, Red Snake Eyes, Cobra Commander, Roadblock, that kind of stuff, right? And you have those. You had the sideshow collectibles back in the day, a few years ago, which were also premium 1/6 scale. I don't know how premium Hasbro could do their own 1/6 Joes if they want to take it back to Hall of Fame, if they want to take it back, but it's an anniversary year. Yep. So for me, I feel like reintroducing some sort of 12-inch Joe, even if it's just a 2-pack, even if it's just a small subline of 4 figures or whatever, I think that makes sense. They've had even the Migos. They have like a Snake Eyes Storm Shadow Migo 2-pack. It just depends. I collect Funko Joes. I collect Mezco Joes now. Mm-hmm. I was collecting the Super 7 Ultimates. I do not like the Duke Super 7.
But that's pretty bad.
But the Doc, I have to get that Doc Ultimates, right? So it just depends. I think they're going to give a shout out just out of the roots, just show going back to their roots. I think they're going to give a shout out in some form or fashion, not just the 60th anniversary classified figures, but I think 12-inch is going to make some sort of appearance, whether it's how they did the 12-inch Marvel Legends back in the day, where you could get Thor, Wolverine, Daredevil, that kind of stuff. If they did like a 12-inch classified, that'd be very interesting to see them try and do that. But I think it's going to be more like in the vein of Sideshow or 3-0 or something like that.
I think if they do it, it'll be just like the photos that are in the slideshow. I think it'll be purely retro. You know, they know that 3.0 and side, like they know that there are people out. They have the premium license out to other people. I don't think that they're going to try and compete with them on that.
Okay.
I think they'll try and go after the nostalgia button.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, I'm curious because look, Spec, you and I talked about this. That new Transformers comic book was Chef's Kiss. Tony, KJ, if you haven't read it yet, read it.
It's out? I thought it was November.
It came. The Transformers #1 came out last week, or the
last
week before.
Ago. Yes.
When's the G.I. Joe one's coming out?
G.I. Joe one's coming out December, and they have
Duke
a
already out?
5-panel
Duke
tease
#1
from
already
that.
out?
Which
No.
one?
Duke.
Duke is
Duke comes
January.
out December.
Okay.
Oh,
I thought
December.
Duke was January.
I talked to my friends at the comic shop I go to. If you're in Houston, go to Bedrock. But they said December.
Okay.
Now your New York Comic Con, if you are seeing pictures of Duke #1, they did an ash can copy of #1. So it was like no color. So it was very like, you know, but that Transformer comic book, I read it. I had to put it into my pulled list immediately.
Okay.
Because what they do in that first half of the comic book, holy shit. And then they do a preview for Cobra Commander. There is a reason why Josh Williamson is one of the best comic book writers right now.
Okay.
okay.
Just if you read it, it's a total retelling. It's like G.I. Joe Renegades. It's like Transformers Prime.
Yep.
It's, I mean, just in the sense of they're taking the characters you know and you love, but they're starting all over again. So there's changes to the backstory. There's changes to some of the characters that you know and love may not make it through the course of the series. You know, they are just, they're changing, and it's a little darker. It's a little more mature.
It's a lot darker.
It's a lot darker. You know, collateral damage with humans. Like it's good.
All right. Say no more.
Yeah.
Say no more.
And it does, and it's one of those things where when you don't think about it, but in a war versus machines, humans are very soft. Put it that way. I would love, and yes, Todd, you're right. Darren Warren Johnson's art is beautiful. I love when you read a book and you can tell that the artist is 1,000% like, let's do this shit, and he does it. It's fantastic. It'd be interesting to see if we get maybe some comic book versions figures. I don't know.
Yeah, but this was sort of like how we have the Power Rangers Boom comics, and we have figures from those. Like even like the Omega Rangers recently, right? We'll probably get the new Green Ranger. So it'd be cool to see Skybound Joes and Transformers, starting with Transformers in this style, sort of like the red line, the RED non-transforming, but in this same aesthetic. Like I would rock with that.
I would too. I would. Romo, do you do Transformers? Romo's like, I do my G.I. Joes and I'm done.
Never. I think I had my favorite is Soundwave.
Yeah.
And oh my God, Autobot. Did I bless you?
Bless you.
Thank you.
Blaster.
I can't remember, but Soundwave. As long as I had my Soundwave and the 3 cassettes, I was happy. I'm done. You know what I mean? I was into Joe, Superpowers, He-Man, you know, all that stuff. You know, I never was into Transformers that much.
Fair.
Here's a Ross find.
I saw him today.
Shit. I'm gonna start taking pictures because it was a bunch of Transformers at my Ross.
Yeah.
How much was that, Spec?
$7.99.
Tony, you got to hook me up with these, man. I'll pay for shipping.
All these Voyager classes, $7.99.
Come on.
I found Crasher too. I found I found the entire Speedia line at Ross. The only one that I had already had was Cosmos.
Yeah, Road Hauler, I paid full price, and that sucker was $8 at Ross.
He was
Eliana.
$8.99, yeah. And I got Scourge. Scourge was $16.99.
Yeah.
Gen 1, maybe. Gen 1, maybe.
What's the car that's also the Voyager class point, whatever? It's the futuristic looking car, white car. That was the Speedia. I can't remember the name, but that one was $8.99, and then all the Voyager class were $7.99.
Yeah.
And then the only one that hasn't shown up that everybody's hoping will show up is that Galaxy shuttle.
Gotcha. All right. We got one more, and then we got one more. We got one more Marvel, and then one more Joe. So real quick, could we get a bonus tier?
I wish. That'd be cool.
To try and
push a yellow jacket.
And God, I need to pick up Void Rivals. I keep forgetting to pick that up.
Oh yeah.
Do we?
This one.
Okay.
Do we get? Does the HasLab finish on 10/27?
I know it finishes in 5 days.
5 days.
But I'm betting they keep that sucker going until 10/27, because I don't think Marvel Legends can afford it to fail. So we got an extra day out of Dragonfly because of a snafu between the app and the site. I think Hasbro can do whatever they want, and I think they should just end it midnight 10/27.
That's fair. Because if they go, you know what? Hey, because we want to do this for y'all. But then what? But this goes back to something we were saying earlier when we had Steven in the comments. What do they give us that makes everyone happy? Because you're not going to make you can't please everybody. So do they give us Wasp? Do they give us a Hank Pym?
Yellow Jacket?
A Yellow Jacket? I mean,
I don't think they're going to do anything.
Okay.
Everybody thought they were going to throw a Hail Mary at the Engine of Vengeance, and they just let it die.
That whole thing was screwed from jump.
But the Engine of Vengeance, though, I think is different because no one wanted that Ghost Rider. Hank Pym, he's a part of that Avengers.
And every incarnation of Pym, every time he messed with himself and turned into another superhero, that's what they want, because they were all Avengers. You know, that was him. You know, even they made him in his regular suit for the West Coast Avengers. Can you give us a damn Yellow Jacket?
I mean,
but then it goes back to the whole locking a figure behind a paywall.
Yeah,
so if they do that, then you're gonna get
like
it's you can't make 100% of the people happy 100% of the time.
So what I think they should do is basically how we have this Giant Man here, and I'm not sure if this same Giant Man is in 6-inch scale. It may be, it may not be. But I think they should do a 12-inch Giant Man, the same size as the Toy Biz. Have it look exactly like this.
Yes.
You can have it come with white antenna, black antenna, you know, maybe not include the scroll, the zombie head, but just have this so you can have that growing Giant Man, right?
That'd probably make me buy it, bro. That'd probably make me buy it.
Yeah.
Had a 12-inch Giant Man just like that. That's the old school. That's his first incarnate. That's his founding member Giant Man. That's it.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
not Goliath, not Yellow Jacket, not his little Hawkeye incarnate or whatever he was, all that stuff. Yeah, that'd be cool. Give us all the incarnations, or don't, and give us something that we can see him changing.
Yeah,
size wise, you know.
It's never good when you hear your wife in the room go, "What the fuck?"
Uh-oh.
I'm very curious. I'm my interest is now piqued. Okay, that's it'll be interesting. 10/27 always they throw curveballs at 10/27. Like when we got Chuckles, like, but we didn't get Chuckles. We're like, oh, we like this figure. It's like, all right, God damn,
Matt O'Brien.
Matt O'Brien, thank you.
Oh my goodness! Wow, thank you. My eyes are blurry. When I first saw it, I saw $2.
My eyes are too, bro.
Oh yeah, let's leave that up, man. Let's read that out.
By all means.
My phone is to the side because I got us full screen, and I'm like, what is that? Oh,
I think we can throw in a classic mobile.
Brian's very generous, dude. He's always hooking it up. He's awesome.
Joe Brandon's showing how. I mean, he's not wrong. G.I. Joe does show how you do HasLabs. I mean,
because they're killing it. They're killing it.
They are.
Should have showed Marvel Legends team what the hell to do.
But in Marvel Legends defense, they Sentinel and Galactus. So maybe after Engines of Vengeance, I think they were trying to emulate G.I. Joe a bit and give us a vehicle, one we didn't ask for, but a vehicle nonetheless. Maybe to Matt's point, next time we either get either they do the Blackbird, which that funds instantly, or they give us something like Fen Fang Foom, a giant dragon, or Quinjet, and they said, you know what? Here, you want vehicles? Here, take vehicles. Take vehicles.
Quinjet's got to be like the size of that sail barge. Sail barge.
Yeah. Okay. Then finally, before we leave, we do have one last reveal, which got dropped today. Mezco. Do any of us buy these action dolls? I had to do that again. Okay. Tony, look, I'm not saying I hate Mezco. I'm not.
I don't hate him.
I don't hate Mezco. Whenever I see them, whenever I see a picture of these, I'm like, it looks cool. Then I see him in hand, I'm like, it's cool.
It looks like crap, dude. Make him Duke. Just make him Duke.
Wait, who said he looks
strap around the waist?
It looks like Duke to me. But you could take that stuff off. That's the thing. You could take it off. I agree that strap looks wonky, but it can come off.
Give him a grenade up here.
Well, okay. Which one of y'all said he looks like Will Poulter?
I've seen a lot of people post that it looks like Will Poulter, and I don't see it at all. That does not look like Will Poulter.
Okay.
Is that Warlock? Is that Adam Warlock?
Adam Warlock, or yeah.
No, he does really not look like Poulter there. No way.
Look, I'm sorry. Look,
but it looks like he's been up doing meth.
That's a horrible face sculpt. That face sculpt looks like shit.
Look,
but the other ones, I like the other ones though.
But look, my thing, and I sound horrible, but they gave Duke a lazy eye. Like one eye looking at Cobra Commander, the other guy looking at Destro over here. Like I'm sorry. That's bad. I'm sorry. It's late night. I've had, but like
one's looking at Cover Girl, one's looking at Scarlet.
Yeah, somebody should probably get in trouble for allowing that head sculpt to get photographed.
Horrible. Yeah, take them straps off. Dude.
Like,
I mean,
that looks cool. Like, look, that looks like Will Poulter. That looks like a guy that's
It doesn't look like
whatever it is. It don't look like Duke, but who am I, dude?
Like Will Poulter. I've worked with the guy. It doesn't look like him. Like not even a little bit. No.
But look, he comes with some great shit. Like this is what I like. I don't know what he's protecting himself from. The sun.
He looks like John Cena there. He's leading the soldiers. He's saying, "Come on, follow me."
Field Commander, yeah.
SPF 15. Sorry, no.
Oh, dude, he looks. Man, I'm sorry. He looked like
this looks like that looks cool. Like, look, this like I give it to Metro. They give you a lot of stuff. This is a lot of cool stuff. Like the Firefly.
You have to suck it in because the figure sucks so bad.
Is it my favorite figure?
Wait, didn't they make? Is this the same Mezco that made that Destro?
That Destro is awesome. That Destro is awesome.
That Firefly is sick, right?
So hold on, KJ. Let me
so this is an example of a Mezco firearm. Like you notice that it has moving parts, all that. Look at how the blast effect is like. Now I think this is exact same blast effect comes with that Duke. So when you're talking about photos and you're talking about dioramas and everything like that, that's the Mezco difference. So even if you don't like the head sculpt, and I get it, right? Like before, I wasn't really buying Mezco figures, but I was buying accessories. Like I don't have the figure that this comes with. I just bought the shotgun. I won't say how much I paid for the shotgun and blast effects and whatnot, but I did. I was buying knockoffs from AliExpress and whatnot. Like this Duke, even if I end up not getting this Duke, I'm probably going to end up buying those machine guns and that grenade blast effect. You see what I'm saying? Or I'll buy this and I'll just sell the rest. I'll just keep the accessories and then just sell the figure with the soft goods and all the extra hands. Look at those hands, man. Look at all the different, like the pointing hands and gripping hands and whatnot. Like I would love to see Hasbro do something like this. You know,
now,
I want to see, yeah.
I will say, because the hands were inverted, it looked like he had like the pinky finger. I'm like, is he like drinking tea? Like I'm like, oh, it's like because it's like upside down. He's pointing. Okay, it's like,
Jesus,
it's like that.
So I will say, out of all the Joe figures that they've shown, this is my least favorite. I don't like the 112 price, but they're throwing in a lot of extra stuff with them for it. I think it's going to be the same. Like when Destro came out, you could get him easy for $100. I bought him for $100. I don't regret it. He is a great figure, despite what Romo says. Like,
no, Destro's dope. I'm sorry, Destro is sick.
But
so is Firefly, but this one is shit.
But now, if you pay attention and you watch, you can grab that Destro for $80, brand new, from certain people selling them.
Yeah.
And so I think that'll be the case with this Duke. Like,
I wouldn't buy him at freaking $20.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, but I want to. Matt asked. He's talking about the Monster Force line. I think it is the coolest line that doesn't even exist yet.
Yep.
They've shown the prototypes. They've shown the prototype scaling with Snake Eyes. It fits right in with the GI Joes. Yeah. I think they've done a lot of really smart things with some of the generic soldiers and the generals, and being able to take the patches off and put on generic patches. They knew that people were going to want them and customize them and put them into other lines. It was just very smart, forward thinking and future proofing. Yeah. I think that the storytelling and world building that they're doing on their own is phenomenal. They just revealed today a character named Halloween Boy, which I think looks cool. And I guess he is the final reveal of Wave 2. And they've now said, because they've just been revealing like crazy, they said that they're not going to reveal any more until Wave 1 starts actually releasing.
That's smart, yeah.
That said, I have not bought any. I would love to. I can't go into another line. I can't. I'm trying to like tie lines.
I'm right there. I'm right there with you, bro.
I want to stick with Joes and Transformers and an occasional oddball Mezco or whatever, but like I can't. I'm sure at some point I'll probably get like
Transformers and go all in,
whatever. But it's a very cool line, and I wish money grew on trees and space.
Yeah. Shout out to Gridiron. They're doing the accessories for Monster Force.
Are they really?
Yeah,
they're doing
all their weapons.
They're just designing them though, right? Because
and they're going to be injection molded, so they're going to be a bit sturdier than their 3D printed. They'll be the best
designs, yeah.
So say again, Tony.
They're all Quaid's designs, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you know what? This is it. This is it. So I'm going to give everyone like one last say what they want to say before I say bye and kick you all off.
Real quick, my son was having my wife text me because I guess he can hear me, and it's making him go nuts. That figure I kept trying to remember. It's Override. That's the name of that character.
Transformer?
You sound like, Dad, my God, you sound like a noob. What are you doing?
Yes, awesome, I'm sure that's exactly what it is. Cool. This one. This is Override, who is also another Ross.
Okay, what line of Transformers? That's Expedia? Or?
This is Speedia, yeah.
Okay. I'll look.
Velocitron Speedia 500.
Yeah. Look for that shit. Okay.
Gotcha.
My final word is that.
So, and I only ever saw this one once, and I snagged it.
I think
he
Tony was
didn't
trying
hear
to
me.
back.
What's up?
Spec didn't hear me.
No, I did not.
My final word, like Bobby's asking us, is that damn Duke sucks. I mean, compared to Firefly and Destro, they were. That Duke is horrid.
I will give you that. But who is one of the most universally shit on figures? It's Duke. That Walmart retro with the, the like everybody's crapping on his ultimates, Super7 ultimates. Like
the classified Duke almost killed the line.
Yeah, he's a hard figure to do because he's just a blowjob Duke.
That's what I had to do. I had to give him
it's an angry blowjob. That's angry.
I had to give him I had to wait till Tiger Force Dusty came out to give him those legs, because those are the nice olive drab,
Yeah, but I don't mind the classified Duke. I like the classified Duke.
I don't like the armor version. I just didn't like the armor shit.
Yeah, I mean, I get that.
Yeah.
The retro one that's coming out looks awesome.
That one looks wow.
Yeah, Wave 1 classified was so controversial. They had to do field variants. Just to shut people up. But I think those were coming anyway. That's what I remember Tony and Lenny saying during our Terror Drum talk when we had them on. But it's like, yeah, people, they don't want change with their Joes. They want the retro figures. They want, they want that feeling back. But it's going to be hard to keep that line going if we insist that it doesn't move forward.
I like the classified touch. So one of my customs, it might look a lot OG-13 and all the old school, but I try to keep a little bit of classified to it. Like Grand Slam, I didn't, totally pat him up and stuff. I got him different looking and shit. Try to keep a classified look to the OG way. So.
And I think they're hitting their stride at mixing the two.
Fair.
Yeah.
Oh, because I was on board when they came out. I didn't mind the futuristic updated.
Neither did I.
I was too. I said I have to have these.
Yeah.
6-inch
I was like,
mine.
Gung Ho. I'm on board with Gung Ho. But then when they released the retro Gung Ho, I didn't know how bad I wanted. Like, that's my Gung Ho.
Fair enough. Spec, any last word from you, man, before I kick it over to KJ?
Romo sucks.
Fair final word, KJ.
Damn, I thought we was boys, two baldies.
It's all
guys
love.
with their beautiful hair over here to the left.
Here,
you guys have been busting each other balls all week, man.
Cupping.
Get a room. So yeah, it's real out here. But everyone's been really, really patient. I'm reigniting Black Genghis YouTube. So the grunt review will be up first. Here's a sneak peek of some of the
some alterations and
some alterations. And yeah, it's gonna be fun. I was talking with Spec earlier. I paid Spec and Steven a visit earlier, and I was like, I was watching some of the work that they were doing with figs and dioramas and whatnot. I'm like, yeah, it's just time to get back in. It was not even a now or never. It was just like being back in the mix and just feeling those vibes. That was a big part of it. So Spec, thanks again. Thanks for
David
hooking me and Tony up with this kind of stuff. And
thank you, bro. Thank you so much.
So it's all good. Like we tease each other a lot. What?
She's over here in my Marvel Knights collection. That Black Widow's dope.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask, what diorama were you guys doing, you and Steven?
Steven was doing a turtle sewer lair.
Oh, that's right, the sewer thing. Yeah.
In protest to NECA.
Nice. That's dope, though. Awesome.
Yeah. So it's just like, once again, play with your toys, play with your figs.
Play with yourself.
Play with yourself.
I had to, and we teach each other a lot, but it's all love and it's all good, and we kind of keep each other going, and I would like to say the healthiest of ways possible. So I appreciate it.
Self-love is very important.
Shout out to the Island of Misfit Toy Collectors. Ryan, right here.
Finally, as we go, next episode, I have no idea what's going to be. We don't know what's going to be until like Monday morning. So it's like,
right?
Hey, hey, sweetie, you know what we need? Can you make this? And she's like, God damn you.
She does a damn good job.
Oh yeah, my wife has been killing it with these backgrounds. So look, next week I don't know. But yes, do follow KJ at Black Genghis. Follow Tony at Tony's Figs. Follow Spec at Toy Optics. We've still got a lot of cool shit coming out. And you know what? Look, here's the thing, y'all. It doesn't cost anything to be nice, so just put out. The love you get is the love you receive. Oh, the love you give is the love you receive. There you go. So put it out there. And as always, we will see you in the toy aisle.
Wait, what? One more thing. I just hit 1,300 followers on IG. So.
There you go. You gonna do that? I can't do the heart. Fuck. Good job, Tony. Peace out, y'all.
I'm magical.